Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this happy New Year's Eve edition special of the Daily High with your host, Matt McGregor and Tone Vase. Good morning, Tone. How are you, mate?
Morning. I am good. Here in Miami. Had a fun time last night hanging out on a friend's yacht.
Happy New Year's Eve edition special of the Daily High with your host, Matt McGregor and Tone Vase. Good morning, Tone. How are you, mate?
Hold on. I'm giving.
What better
Sorry,
way
guys.
to start the
I was getting audio. I don't think it was coming through to
It
the
was.
audience, but like
It
I
was
was like
coming through.
my YouTube started playing, and yeah, had a great time last night, and had some pretty good tequila, and get ready for tonight. Also, this is like my last couple of days of drinking. I'm taking a month off from alcohol starting
Yeah,
January. So let's see
we'll
how
see
happy
about
I'll be at these streets
that.
in January. No, I'm gonna kick off my year with probably a 6 to 7 day fast, and no drinking for the rest of the month. But that's not gonna start on the first. That's probably gonna start around the fourth or something when I head back home to Panama.
Well, we'll see about that. I'll hold you to that, and the comment section will as well. I just wrote some notes here just as we're waiting to start the show. Uh, Personally, it's been, everyone's reflecting on their year at the end of the year. And by the way, Happy New Year's to all of my Australian brethren. It is New Year's already in Australia. I've got 33 minutes till it's New Year's here in Japan. You've got another, what, 18 hours or something before it's New Year's over there. But just reflecting back, like personally, if we've done this show nearly 5 days a week for the whole year. I moved to Japan, became a full-time trader. We won the Asian Championship in the Australian football. I was in the team, got MVP of the tournament. I was very proud of that. There's a few things I'm really excited about. And then I just looked over and saw I've got these really nice guitars over here. I don't know if you can see them. And it just dawned on me that I have not plugged them in once in the entire year. That's a crime. I know I've been moving and busy, but haven't played a guitar in 12 months, and that's very sad. But nobody cares about me. Let's get into the show. The price has been very funny, Tone. It's going to be an interesting show today. So let me just fix my camera because I took it off the thing. It's going to be a really interesting show. And look, I know you've got a lot of places you can enjoy your New Year's, and anyone who watches this show, I don't expect much viewership. I appreciate you all very, very, very much. All right, let's get into the charts. Now, if you recall from last night's show, I was short. Now the lines here that are in this dark grey black, granite black. I went short at exactly 94,000 yesterday. Remember, if you recall, it was that really good time on the 1 hour time frame when it came back up and retested, and we took that, and I was here, right there. I went short right there at a really good time. And when we were doing the show last night, I suppose the price was down at 92, something like that. We were well below. And when I went to bed, I was, it was 2 in the morning. I'm like, I got to set just a break even, a stop loss, right? Because it's Bitcoin, right? So I just set it at an arbitrary number, 92,555. And when I woke up in the morning, the price was pretty much at 92,555, but it had done this throughout the night. It had scooted way back up above my entry price and had gone back to about parity for where I ended up taking profit on the trade. So I'm going to get rid of those lines right now. I mean, ultimately, a good trade, a really good trade. I think I took 0.05 out on the trade, which for a nothing burger type of trade, I'll take, all week. Now the price is really interesting because as people are going to hate this, but as a day trader, you can flip flop a bit. I was bearish as bearish last night when we were down, uh, you know, at uh at 91,000, and I missed all this throughout my sleep. So when I woke up in the morning, as I said, when we were back down to 92, I wasn't bullish at all. But then the day sort of progressed a little, you know, and when we scooted up and then had a little drop down, I went long. So I'm from 93,849. I'm 10x leverage long once again. And hell, once again, you just I've got a 2 grand gap between the mark price and the entry. It's another zero point 0.1 Bitcoin. Bang. Let's roll it on. So I've got this hot hand right now. I'm just going to keep going and burning the candle at both ends until this thing runs out. I'll just finish off on the 15-minute time frame to mention that Bangbox did a trade last night, uh, which was unsuccessful in this chop zone, but it wasn't terrible. It wasn't as terrible as maybe you might have done by yourself if you were using discretionary trading. It got long at the worst spot, hit both take profits, and got closed out. But you avoided all of this. That's not.
So, but it was a but Matt, but it was a break even trade, right? Because it hit the take profits, it wasn't a loser, right?
It was a loser, but it
It was a
wasn't.
loser. Okay,
It was a loser of let's call it 3% or you know,
okay.
something like that. But it did happen to catch this trade as well, right? So at the moment, as it stands, we've taken two take profits as well. It's about 19% up right now. So that's a really good looking trade. That mark right there with the target zone is a 20% trade. This has really good chance to get a run on to make a really, really, really good trade. And just remember, like, despite that loser we had, the prior trade we had on Bangbox was also a real cracker. We've been out of it for a while, but this one here was, I think, the best trade we've had since we started Bangbox. That ended up being a 35% trade. So, Bangbox is a real horses for courses type of a trading bot. It had been doing the last few months very poorly in the extremely challenging positions. I almost turned it off completely because it was losing money. It was, no doubt about it. But the strategy itself is not bad. It's just a real horses for courses thing. So as look at we're at 20% right now. I'm gonna leave all of my strategies on black box open. And this is the next iteration of Bangbox, which is coming early. Look at this. Really soon. We've now got MRI Swingbot and we've got Bangbox. But there's gonna be 10 bots there, and you can choose your allocation to what you want and have a diverse portfolio of assets because I personally don't know which bot is going to run at the best opportune time. They all have different criteria. So I'm definitely not canning black box sorry bang box because I mean look at it. This is turned into another handsome trade as it stands right now. I'm loving this. This could run on to be a 50% trade and and just right the ship on like all those dud trades that it had the last 2 months. So it's a funny thing about bot trading. It's a real set and forget type of thing that you need to do. And as long as you're not overextended, that's the biggest thing. So now the slider bar, you can choose your allocation. It's made a hell of a difference. All right, enough of that. 4 hour time frame. Whew, we are above the moving averages, and it's very interesting to see. Do you know that a few hours ago having these putting in these lower lows? I don't know. This is a really difficult for me to pick any kind of direction, but other than to look at it as day by day, new information comes in and you just have to react to whatever information you're given at the time. Rather than, it's not like me. You've been watching, if you've been watching all year, I haven't made any broad forecasts for the future or anything like that, but I've told you what I think every single day. And that's really how I'll trade. I'll just make up my mind on the day of what I think, put one or two, maybe one trade on a day. That's it. And this has been another cracker. I like this for a bit of a rally here. It is still in a consolidated period, but the whole point about this green wave is that we're still macro bullish. And I said in last night's show, as long as we stay above 88, I'm still macro bullish and really do view this as a buy the dip zone, even though I was bearish yesterday, and this absolutely I was bearish yesterday. So I don't know. I guess that still applies that this is still buy the dip range until we break 88, and then we have to review it and look for lower targets. Daily time frame is the same thing. We've still got a cluster of moving averages to get through. But maybe there's a spark of hope that we can barrel through them. I don't know. I really like the EXA on the daily. getting a very, very low at a minus 2.3 cross. I mean, if we look back in time, that's a good spot to be crossing. You know, it's definitely gotten lower at had its cross, but it's regularly been a lot higher as well. That's going back almost a year. This is probably the third lowest cross it's had on the daily time frame. Not bad, not a bad sign at all. The weekly obviously is still on the EXA looking negative. It's had its cross back here as we've been mentioning for weeks, and the daily might just and the weekly, sorry, might just be this little rally back up to retest the seven simple, and then get rejected and fade. We'll just deal with it as it comes. I don't mind this too much. I would love to see uh, a rally here. And the reason I was so confident in the short yesterday is because I felt like the mentality of Twitter and everyone I was speaking to was, oh, this is a buy the dip opportunity. We're still in a bull market, and we just keep buying the dip forever. And I thought that's the wrong attitude to have. I'm shorting here. There's too many people thinking that we've just slightly dipped and it's a great time to buy. And then today I thought, now too many people are thinking that it's doom and gloom, and we're going to, down to 40,000 or whatever like that. Maybe now's a good time to buy. So it's like just trying to counteract what the general public are thinking at all times. It's what I'm always thinking of. This is the last day of the Blowfin sign up and deposit bonus that they have. Take advantage of that. Absolutely fantastic. And as I come back to you now, Tone, as always, please like and subscribe. Join the Discord group. It's a free Discord group. Join the and sign up for the free black box trading bots. Oh, just one more thing before I even hand it off to you, Tone. This is the other interesting point. So I'm in a long, which is great. Bangbox is in a long, and of course, right now,
The MRI
MR
bot.
MRI bot is in a long as well. So let's have a look what that looks like. Go close.
Oh, we just dropped. Oh, markets have been open for a few minutes, actually. I'm not liking this at all.
Oh, I thought no, MRI swing box is not in a trade. I thought it was. Okay.
Hey, Matt,
MRI swing is
hey,
not.
Matt, I need
Yeah,
to take over screen share.
go for it. Go
And
for
the
it.
reason I need to take over screen share is because I am still in a long, but I may need to get off the show right now to close
Whoa.
my long.
Whoa.
Because and the reason
Oh
is I
yeah.
was gonna give it time to go to the 10 a.m. reversal, go up into 10 a.m., and then I was gonna close it, but I'm not happy with this at all. Like what just happened in the last 5 minutes. I mean, there's a chance that 10 a.m. is gonna reverse it back to the upside, but either way, I kept my long yesterday into today, and I always this is what I drew yesterday. And I have no reason to assume otherwise until Bitcoin gets above and closes above these moving averages. So
Yep.
the closer I can squeeze this price into the resistance zone today for my exit, the better. And I just really don't like what just happened in the
Yeah.
last 5 minutes at all. This is literally the last 5 minutes. So we're down like $2,000 or $1,000 in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And unless we imminently reverse down almost $1,000 in 5 minutes. So we just in 5 minutes we just wiped out like a few hours of gains, and it looks like it continues to go down. So my analysis is very simple. Overall, we're still bearish. We've avoided a red star candle with this move here for year end. This goes back to what I've said. There are some people that want to try to push the price into 100,000 on New Year's. I don't think they'll make it. I don't think they have enough money. But also some people are like, oh, people are selling Bitcoin for tax harvesting at the end of the year. But like no, they're not, because like it's almost impossible to lose money on Bitcoin this year, right? So you are not. The only way you lost money this year is if you literally bought 2 weeks ago for the first time, right? Like it's the only way you've lost money this year. So it doesn't make sense for people to just sell for tax purposes this year. You might as well hold it into next year and do it with capital gains instead of losses. And I'm gonna give us a little bit more of a chance. I was hoping we would rally into like a little past 10 a.m. This is what happened yesterday. So here's yesterday's chart, and I'm gonna go to like 10 minutes. So yesterday when we got off the show, we were right here, right here here's the 10 a.m. candle. And remember how I was saying, hey, you can pray for the 10 a.m. reversal and you might get it. And the reversal came on the 10-10 candle. That is within the margin of error of a 10 a.m. reversal. So yesterday was the mother of all 10 a.m. reversals. And it was great. And it was kind of crazy that it couldn't be sustained. And this is where sometimes there's an advantage to trading the ETF, and there's nothing you can do about this because it crashed like after market hours. And then this morning you wake up and it's even higher, when the market opens. So I am super concerned about this 10-minute candle that just occurred. And it's 9:42 right now. And I'm not going to risk it. So that means I will, let it go into 10 a.m. We may rally some more, but I'm pretty much ready to exit. And I'll re-enter either early next year if we're rallying. But basically, I'm looking at this daily chart, and
Hmm.
I'm gonna try to exit as close to this 50 period moving average as I can. But I'm probably gonna wait until we solidly close above 98 because this depth cross is really concerning for me. And while someone asked on the stream, it's like, well, we fell 15%. Is that what this is? We fell 15%. Isn't that enough of a pullback? And my answer is it's enough of a pullback, but this daily chart looks like pure hot garbage. And that's the problem. The problem isn't whether we fell a significant amount. The problem is the look of this this head and shoulders or whatever you want to call it, touching the 92 area for yet another time and having another potential dead cat bounce right now. So to me, you have very clear points of breaking the moving averages and also breaking the prior swing high. And breaking the prior swing high is even more important because if you break the prior swing high, and I mean like sustainably break, not just, $3 more. But if you break the prior swing high, that means you're probably reversing these moving averages back to the upside. Either way, this chart looks very ugly to me, and I am like treating this move as like a miracle right now into this area. If it keeps going, great. I'll always get back in. But I got caught a little bit, in some of my re-entered longs coming off my initial tweet right here, right on this top candle on February, on Friday, November 22nd. I sent a tweet that I was 100% long, and on this day, I went from 100% long to 0% long, which is 100% cash. And I stated that Bitcoin is going to have trouble sustaining 100K, and it's very likely I'll rebuy in the 80s. And I almost got a chance to do that, but I would not have gotten the chance to buy it in the 80s if I'm back to being long. So I went back to long. I was long going into this 108, and I cut some of my trades, but I got caught in some of my longs. Now, when I get to exit later today, I'm actually going to exit that at a profit. But it's too risky. And the other thing that I said yesterday, I wanted to hold cash through the new year, so I know the exact to the penny amount in my accounts when I enter my first trades, no earlier than like the 3rd of the month or something, or I'll wait till Monday, whatever that is. Monday is like 6th, 7th, and that's basically my plan. Yeah, what's up?
It's just so funny to hear you speak about the market because I totally agree with what you're saying. And that looks like a total dead cat bounce to retouch on the quote unquote cross that we're having there. And there'll be some people in the comments. I'm just reminded of that funny thing that you said once on the show this year. It's like, I'm talking about daily analysis, like what I'm seeing as a day trader, as a professional day trader who looks at the market every single day and makes trades for a living, right? And you're looking a bit longer time frame than me because you're in your portfolio management, it's more of a swing trade, right? That'd be a fair
Yes,
assessment. Right. But
yes.
then ultimately you and I are both Bitcoin maxis as well. Like, so we get a lot of like negative comments. It's like, hey, guys, we could do a show once a year and say buy Bitcoin. Do you know what I mean? Like, so it's like, keep in mind, I was bearish yesterday, I was short yesterday, I'm bullish today, long today. Do you know what I mean? It's not got anything to do with my swing trading, or it's got nothing to do with my overall position on Bitcoin. Buy Bitcoin, right? Just keep that in mind, whatever happens today.
Your quarterly and a 6 month look amazing.
Yeah, I don't mind it, to be honest at all.
We're on a 6 month green star candle, and look at what happened at all prior green star candles on a 6 month chart.
And look at when they all almost came in as well, either on the halving or just one candle past the halving as well.
Like that, this is
Put your
wow.
drawings back on. Turn the eye back on. Tone. Look where the halvings were, and in correlation to where the green stars are.
Oh yeah, look at that. It's always on or the candle after, yeah.
Right.
And this time it's the candle after. Yeah, looks great.
Yeah. Little
And
bit.
the quarter ends today as well. The year ends today as well. Shit, let me see the year.
It was a MRI top, wasn't it? A few candles ago. Look at that. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, the yearly, this is only the second green star ever for the year. Yeah, we had a 1 to 4 candle correction of the
Yeah.
yearly MRI top, and
Okay,
up we
if
go.
you were looking at the 4 hour candles right now, not the 12-month candles, you'd be like, bang, let's go. Buy a Bitcoin.
Yeah, this looks great. Like all of these longer term charts look amazing. I want to check the 6 month. I'm not gonna look at the 4 month. I'm not sure what purpose that serves. We have completed all of the extensions. These extensions are coming from this MRI. Yeah. Oh wow. Okay, so these extensions, A, B, and C, we're still missing a C. Wait, hold on. I think there is still another extension to complete this. Because look, we have an A and a B, we have an a B, and this is our first C. So there's another C somewhere in the back there. Let me check this. Extension details. Let's do all, see what happens. It's cranking the numbers. Right, so there's one more in the background there. So the rest are gone. Yeah, so there's another C count. So this C count just completed from this 3 month candle back in 2014, man. So this upswing, those that understand how to use the MRI, this MRI top here back in July of 2014, the 3 month candle of July of 2014, finally hit its extension C uh this quarter. And the next one, I wonder how far along it is. I'm curious. Well, we'll know. The moment the next candle, next quarterly candle, makes a new high versus current candle, I'll see the next number. So that is it. That's actually going to be the last one. But we are now on a new count. Display trend numbers and extensions. I'm just going to put C. Oh, wow. So we're 2 quarters away from a quarterly MRI top. So this is where the market will probably top, man. So we
Yeah.
got 6 more months, which is actually in line with the cycle chart. Where's my cycle chart? Hey, what happened to my cycle chart? Oh, my cycle chart? Did I close it? What happened to it? Huh. Oh, that
Don't
sucks. Hold on. Let
don't
me see
lose
if I
that.
can get it back. Uh, Oh, that's weird.
Figure it out later.
Cycle, having cycle high. Here we go.
Yeah,
There
there
it
we go.
is. Right. So there's an MRI top's going to come in two more candles, which would put us into the summer, right? So the next 3 months would take us to March, January, February, March, and then April, May, and June. So by the end of June, going into July, this is where my dotted line is. So this is where you get a quarterly MRI top. So you got next candle is going to be 8, then you get the MRI top candle after that. And that could also be extension C. So I would love to see this as a blow off top to like, breaking 200, breaking 250. So this would be a beautiful exit because look, the prior two MRI tops on the quarterly were very good, were absolutely perfect sells. I mean, you could have sold a little bit earlier, but it's still, this is a good time to get out right here. You're still getting out like 630 before it goes down to 150. You're still, so if you're following the MRI rules, right? I mean, yes, you're down 50% off the top, but you've saved an additional loss of 75%, so you held out to 75% of your money. So that's a decent MRI top. This is, of course, perfect. Couldn't get any better than that.
I mean, just look at those charts, Tone. It's really misleading for new people because I don't know why I'm picking on new people today, but they'll look at that and say, "Well, why don't you just hold forever? That was a better thing to do." That is empirically incorrect. Just to buy and hold forever. It is absolutely factually incorrect. Go learn how to trade. It's not true. To sell and then recapture 75% of the position and re-up again is far, 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 far better than just to hold, buy and
All right,
hold.
let me
That's not true at
let,
all.
let me explain it a different way, right? Let's say you're in the hold forever camp, right? So in October of 2011, Bitcoin crashes from $30 to $2, right? And you are foreseeing the future, right? So somehow you had a vision. Let's say you're Scottie Pippen and you had a vision, right? And right now in 2011, you are 18 years old and you work at McDonald's, but you are, determined to be successful. So you managed to save $500. Right? Let's say you managed to save $1,000, right? Managed to save $2,000. You worked at McDonald's, you ate McDonald's food while working there, and you saved $2,000. So right here in October of 2011, you bought 1,000 Bitcoin at $2 each, right? And while you were working there at 18 years old, you lived with your parents, but you bought 1,000 Bitcoin and you decide to hold it forever. So you're still working at McDonald's and still living with your parents. And it's been 2011 and now we're 2014. So this now makes you 35 years old, right? It's been what? No, yeah, it's been 13 years, 14 years, right? So 18 plus 14, you're now 32 years old. You're still working at McDonald's. You held forever. You're sitting on 2,000 Bitcoin, right? Which let's say it's at 100K, 2,000 Bitcoin is what? 200 million?
Million. Yep.
$200 million? $20 million? No, $200 million, right? Like, at what point do you sell? Right? There has to be a point where you sell. Like I took this example to the extreme. Okay. To anyone that says you hold forever, this is the example, right? You bought 1,000 Bitcoin at $2. You worked at McDonald's. You're still working at McDonald's. You're still living with your parents. When do you sell? Right? The answer is, well, you can sell at any fucking time in the last few years, right? But when do you want to move out of your parents' house, right? So again, this is where you look at these higher level examples. It's like, well, you know what? Maybe a quarterly MRI top is a good place to sell, 20, 30% of my Bitcoin and maybe get my own house.
And that's Tone's definition of where's a good time to sell. I would say if you just flicked on alphanumerics over that chart, I mean it's on the 3 month, right? So it'll look very, very choppy. But if you sold Bitcoin every time the red wave came in, and then bought Bitcoin every time the green wave came in, that same kid who had bought 1,000 Bitcoin back in 2014 would be the richest man in Brunei right now. You know, it would be phenomenal. It would be insane. You'd be hosting boxing events with any boxer you wanted anywhere in the world privately.
Right. And I would say if you are in that situation, right, the best chart to identify potential sells is the monthly chart. I mean, the MRI tops on a monthly chart. Sometimes it, blew through the first MRI top and it hit the second, but these were good places. This time it blew through the first and the second and went all the way to the third. The only time the monthly chart failed for me was in 2021. That was the only time it failed. We had a green star candle followed by a green star candle. And I really thought we were going to hit another MRI top here. And it failed on that one. The extension C is still moving. And we had an MRI top. And now we're on a green star candle monthly. And the 2-month chart that Mark Wood pointed me to has been really good. Oh, we're almost at 10 a.m. here. I have to watch Bitcoin
We're
carefully. We're probably
almost
going
at
to end the show now.
we're
And
almost we're almost at midnight, Tone. So let's wind her up because
oh yeah,
it
wait, it's 3 minutes to New Year's for Matt.
sure is,
We'll
mate.
wind it up at in 4 minutes. Oh, one last thing, guys.
Yeah,
The Max Payne. Look at this. Look at this.
yeah,
Max Payne to ends January 3rd is $54.50. Where is iBit trading right now? What's
same.
the current price?
Parity.
$54.47. Like it's 3 cents away from Max Payne. Now, Max Payne does have to close like this on Friday. Guys, don't sleep on these Max Payne numbers. Like this is like a 3, 4 weeks in a row. The market is closing right at Max Payne. And this is why I adjust my options trading into Max Payne. And it's doing pretty damn well so far.
Yeah, I called you on that the first time you said you were going to do options trading. I said on this show, will the options become a guide to where the price is going to be by the end of the month? Will we start looking at options and start to forecast prices? Is there an average there? And you said no, I don't think so. But it has fucking been so far, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. It has been, and that's why uh, I've been buying and selling options, paying very close attention to these numbers, and I want
Yeah.
to see these numbers go up. So Max Payne for Jan 10th is actually 56, but that's the highest one we have. So I'm really hoping that this monthly Jan 17 goes up from 54 because right now it's pointing to lower prices by middle of January. So
You
I
know,
want to see these
you know,
numbers rise,
a
where
really
Max Payne is at a higher price.
a really good way to think about this is if you're doing like a football tipping competition back at, in your office, if you just go onto like Vegas odds and just choose every single team, just take the exact same betting odds, the favorite in every single score in every single team, and to set the odds on every single team, right? Across the entire year, you won't, you'll finish probably in the top 3% of your entire office of 1,000 people just by taking the Vegas odds on every single trade. It's crazy, right? They're so good. And this is what Max Payne kind of is. You're not going to win the competition because someone who goes against the Vegas odds occasionally will win. But Vegas odds and Max Payne is the same thing as far as I'm concerned.
All right.
It's gonna be relevant.
Happy New Year, Matt. And I just want to reiterate the daily candles is my most important chart right now. I am still looking at a dead cat bounce into the rejection of the death cross. And I still give it greater than 50% chance, slightly greater than 50% chance that we are going to hit new lows. However, we can all, be hopeful that I'm wrong. And if I'm wrong, I'll get back in above 90, above 98. All right, guys. Matt,
Yep.
close us out and Happy New Year, man.
Happy New Year, guys. Have a wonderful New Year's. If you're over 35, be at home. If you're 20, go let your hair down. Have fun. and go Bitcoin for the next year. We can't wait to bring you the next year's series. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much for joining.
Bye, guys.